The sun was setting in the Arizona desert. The air was hot, dry, and still. Jason Cole, a 19-year-old mechanic's son, was riding his old dirt bike back home. He had spent the afternoon fixing his neighbor's truck and had taken a shortcut. Through the desert, as he rode past a dry canyon, something strange caught his eye. A long black trail of smoke curled into the sky from behind a hill. Jason slowed down. "That's not a campfire, ... he muttered to himself. Curious, he drove toward it. The smell of burnt metal filled the air. When he reached the hilltop, his eyes went wide. Below him, in a small crater, was the twisted wreck of some kind of ship, not from this earth. Sharp edges, glowing cracks, strange symbols on the surface. Jason parked his bike and carefully walked down. The wreckage looked like something out of a video game. It wasn't a plane. It wasn't a satellite. He stepped closer. Suddenly, a faint whisper filled the air. "Scrub me, human, ... Spray me with water, ... and I'll bond with you." Jason froze. He looked around. "Hello? It's there." No answer. He took a few more steps, and the voice came again, this time softer but clearer. It was a female voice, calm but weak. "Help me, ... please." Jason pushed aside some metal panels and found a glass pod half buried in the sand. Inside was a girl, or something that looked like one. Her skin was blue, shiny, and dry like cracked paint. Silver lines ran across her arms and neck. She wasn't moving, but her lips barely moved. Her eyes opened slightly. "Glowing purple. Water, ... double quotes," she whispered. Jason's heart was racing. "This is crazy," he whispered. "Am I dreaming?" But he ran back to his bike, grabbed a bottle of water from his bag, and rushed back. He poured a little on her face. The moment the water touched her skin, her body shimmered like electricity moving under her skin. "More," she whispered. Jason unscrewed the bottle and gently poured it over her arms and face. Her skin started to glow softly, the cracks healing. The silver lines lit up like circuits. Suddenly, her eyes opened fully. She looked at Jason. "You have completed the bonding. I am Elia." Jason took a step back. "Bonding? What do you mean bonding?" She reached out and touched his hand. "You cleaned me. You gave me water. Now I am connected to you." Jason felt a pulse through his arm like a small shock, but deeper. His mind flashed with strange images, symbols, stars, machines. He dropped the water bottle, stunned. What are you?" "I am a biomech scout. From the Astral Union, my ship was attacked. I crashed here, on your world." Jason looked at the wreckage, "And I just found you by accident." Elia smiled faintly. "There are no accidents." Suddenly, the ground shook. A low rumble came from the sky. Jason looked up. A black drone was flying overhead, silent, smooth, with no lights. It stopped above them. Elia's eyes narrowed. "They followed me." The drone scanned the area with a red beam. Jason and Elia ducked behind the wreckage. Jason whispered, "Is that the government?" Elia shook her head. "Worse. Harvesters. They do not come to help. They come to strip, to copy, to consume." The drone's red light flashed. It had seen them. "Run," Elia shouted. Jason grabbed her arm. "You can walk. I must." They ran toward Jason's bike, but the drone fired a small missile. It exploded nearby, sending dust flying. Jason helped her onto the bike. The drone started to follow. Suddenly, the drone stopped, hovered, then exploded in midair. Jason looked back. Elia closed her glowing eyes. Too late. It already sent the signal. Jason gulped. "What signal?" Elia looked at him seriously. "They know I'm alive, and now they know about you." Jason stared at her, confused and afraid. "What do they want from me?" She touched his chest softly. "Your memories, your planet, your humanity." Jason started the engine. "Then we better go before they take it." Asterisk the dirt bike sped across the desert as the last light of day vanished. Jason gripped the handles tight. "Mind him," Elia held on, weak but awake. Her glowing skin pulsed slowly in the dark like a fading heartbeat. They didn't speak for a long time. Finally, Jason said, "Are you going to die?" "No," she replied softly. "But I need time, and more water." Jason looked back at her. "Are you sure you're not a robot?" "I am not machine," she said. "I am something between." They reached Jason's home, a small auto repair shop owned by his father, just outside town. The garage was empty. His father hadn't returned from work. Jason helped Elia inside and placed her gently on the workbench. "I'll get water," he said as he walked toward the kitchen. Elia looked around. Her eyes scanned the walls, tools, wires, old radios, rusted machines. "This place smells like oil and fire," she whispered. Jason returned with a jug of water and a towel. He poured the water into a bowl and began wiping her arms gently. Like before, her glowing lines brightened. "I don't understand," Jason said. "Why me? Why here? You were nearby when I crashed." "The bond only forms if contact is made. Within the first few minutes, you acted. So now, I'm stuck with you." "You are not stuck," she said. "You are ... chosen." Jason sighed. "That sounds like trouble." "It is." An hour passed. Elia had regained some strength. She stood up and walked around slowly. Her movements were graceful, like someone used to weightlessness. Jason sat on a stool, staring. "So what happens now? Those drone things, they're aliens too." Elia nodded. "They are harvesters, machines with minds. They do not create. They only copy ... and destroy. They blew up your ship. Yes, but they want more than that. They follow the bonded. They will want you now." Jason stood up. "Why?" "I don't know anything." "You will." She walked up to him and touched his temple gently. "Close your eyes." Jason hesitated, then did it. Suddenly, his mind flooded with images. Stars, massive ships, cities inside gas giants. Languages he'd never heard before, but somehow understood. He opened his eyes, gasping. What was that? "Our memory is shared. The bond gives you access to my knowledge. Slowly, your mind will absorb it." Jason's hands shook. That ... was insane. "You are changing," Elia said. "Faster than you think." That night, Jason tried to sleep, but the memories kept flashing in his mind. Symbols, maps, strange machines. He could feel something growing inside him. Awareness, around 2 a.m. Someone knocked on the garage door. Bang, bang, bang. Jason jumped up. Elia opened her eyes, glowing purple in the dark. "Don't answer," she whispered. But Jason already recognized the voice outside. "Jason, open up. It's me, Maya." He rushed to the door and opened it slightly. Maya, his best friend since middle school, stood there, holding a laptop and flashlight. "I saw something crash on the news. And then I tracked a weird signal. It led right to here." Jason blinked. "Wait, ... You tracked what?" Maya pushed past him and saw Elia standing in the corner, silent and glowing. "Oh my God." Jason stepped between them. "Maya, calm down. She's not dangerous." Elia looked at Maya. "Your friend is ... sharp. I can feel her mind moving fast. Maya whispered. Is she an alien? Yes, Jason said. Her name is Elia. She crashed here, and we're bonded now. Maya stared. You what? Elia stepped forward. There is no time. If you tracked the signal, the harvesters did too. We must leave soon. Maya frowned. Wait, harvesters. Jason looked at her. Long story. Suddenly, lights flickered. A strange hum filled the garage. Elia looked up. They found us? The ceiling shook. Outside, a black van pulled up. No lights, no plates. 4 figures stepped out. They looked human. But something was wrong. Their movements were stiff, robotic. Elia said, not real humans, shells. Jason turned to Maya. We have to hide. No, Elia said. We run. They rushed out the back door as the van doors opened. One of the figures scanned the air. Red lights flashed from its eyes. Inside Jason's mind, a new thought appeared, not his own, but clear. You can disable them. Use the frequency in your memory. He paused. What? ... frequency. More images flashed in his mind. A signal, a pattern. He grabbed Maya's laptop. Trust me. He typed fast. The symbols made sense now. He sent out a burst signal. Outside, 2 of the shell creatures froze. Their bodies shook, then collapsed. Elia turned to Jason. The bond is growing. You are learning fast. Jason looked at his hands. What am I becoming? Elia's answer was quiet. The first defense of your planet. The sun hadn't even risen yet. Jason, Elia, and Maya drove through the empty streets in Maya's old Jeep, tires crunching the gravel road. The town behind them was quiet, too quiet. Not even the gas station lights were on. Jason kept looking in the rearview mirror. No black van. No more drones. But the feeling hadn't left him that cold grip in his chest, like something was watching from far away. Waiting, they parked outside an old junkyard. Maya had a small tech workshop there, hidden inside a rusted shipping container, inside. The space was packed, computers, wires, drone parts, and a half-finished robot dog lay on the workbench. Maya shut the door and locked it. Okay, talk. What exactly are we up against? Jason looked at Elia. You tell her. I'm still trying to understand it myself. Elia stepped forward, her glowing skin dimmer now. She looked weak again. They are called harvesters. Machines. With one purpose. Collect intelligence, copy life, erase the original. Maya raised an eyebrow. You mean, like alien photocopiers? Jason added, they take your memories, your face, your voice, then replace you. Maya's face went pale. So, how do we even know who's real? You don't, Elia said. That's why they are dangerous. Maya turned to her computer and opened the signal logs. I tracked their signal last night. It didn't come from space. It came from here. Jason frowned. Here, as in Earth, she nodded. Look at this. She zoomed in on the data. These codes weren't sent into orbit. They were bouncing between cell towers and military satellites. Somebody's helping them. Jason's voice dropped. You're saying? Humans are working with them. Elia shook her head. No, I'm saying some humans, may already not be human anymore. The air in the room turned heavy. Suddenly, loud buzzing sound came from the far corner. Maya's robot dog, silent for weeks, stood up on its own. Its eyes glowed red. Jason backed away. Was that supposed to happen? No, Maya whispered. It's not even finished. The robot turned its head, scanned the room, then spoke in a low, robotic voice. Target bonded. Proximity confirmed. Signal sent. Jason grabbed a wrench. Maya tried to pull the battery cable, but the dog exploded into a flash of white. Sparks, the screen on Maya's laptop, glitched, and then a message appeared in bold red letters. "We see you now." Elia stepped forward. "We have to leave, now." Jason helped her up. "You're not strong enough to fight. I need more water. Something else. Something that grows where your world still breathes." Jason blinked. "Plants." Eli nodded. "Life, natural life. It helps stabilize my core." Maya said, "Then we're going to the greenhouse." The town's community greenhouse was abandoned at this hour. As they entered through the side door, Jason could already feel a difference. The air here was warm, wet, alive. Elia walked slowly through the rows of plants, touching leaves, breathing deep. Her skin glowed brighter with every step. Then she stopped. "This one," she said. A small wildflower, glowing faintly blue. Under the moonlight, Elia knelt, pressed her hands into the soil beneath it, and closed her eyes. The flower pulsed once, then died. Jason stepped forward. "Did you kill it?" "No," she said. "It gave me strength, freely." Her body lit up again, bright as before. But before anyone could speak, a new sound echoed through the greenhouse. Footsteps. Jason turned quickly. "Maya, did you hear that?" She nodded. "Someone's inside." From the far side of the greenhouse, a figure stepped through the plants. It was Jason's father. "Dad." Jason's voice shook. His father looked normal. Work boots, denim jacket, oil stains on his hands. But something was off. His eyes didn't blink. His breathing didn't move his chest. Elia stepped back. "That's not your father." Jason's heart raced. "But he looks just like him." "That's how they work," she whispered. "Scan, copy, replace." The figure smiled. "Jason, come home, son. Everything is okay now." Jason raised the wrench again. "Where's my real dad?" The copy tilted its head. "Gone. But we kept the useful parts." Elia raised her hand. "Get behind me." Suddenly, Elia's skin flared with blue fire. Her fingers extended into blade-like shapes. The fake Jason's father opened his mouth and let out a metallic scream. Maya pulled Jason back. "You can't save him." Jason's eyes filled with tears. "But I have to try." The figure charged. Elia moved fast, like light, and sliced through it. Sparks flew. The copy dropped to the ground, twitching inside its chest. Was a beating mechanical heart. Jason dropped to his knees. I was too late. Elia knelt beside him. "This is what they do. But now, they know you're awake." Jason stood slowly, fire burning in his eyes. "Then I'm going to wake." Everyone else, rain had started to fall. Thin drops tapped on the windshield as the Jeep crawled up the hill, its headlights cutting through the fog. Jason sat in the front, silent. His hands clenched the steering wheel tighter with every turn. In the back seat, Elia whispered something in her alien tongue, words Jason couldn't yet understand, but somehow still felt. Maya leaned forward. "Where exactly are we going?" "To a place buried long ago," Elia replied. "It's not from your world, but it listens to your kind now, because of him." She nodded at Jason. They arrived at an old abandoned mine, chained off, warning signs all over. Jason got out, grabbed a bolt cutter, and broke the rusted lock. As they walked inside, the mine grew darker. Colder, water dripped from the ceiling. Dust danced in the flashlight beam. Elia stopped suddenly. "This is it," she said. Jason looked around. "It's just a rock wall." "Not anymore." She placed her glowing hand on the stone. It hummed, then shifted. A section of the rock began to fold open, like liquid metal, revealing a deep tunnel lined with glowing veins of light. Maya stared, mouth open. Okay, this is officially the weirdest night of my life. They stepped into the tunnel. As they walked, the air changed. It wasn't stale anymore. It felt ... awake. Like something inside the mountain was breathing slowly at the end of the tunnel. They reached a large, circular room. Smooth walls, metallic floor, symbols floating in the air like holograms. In the center stood a tall black chair surrounded by curved panels. Elia walked up to it and turned to Jason. This is the memory chamber.
Guys.
Elia raised an eyebrow. It looks like a spaceship control seat. It is more than that. It is a teacher. Jason stepped closer. What does it teach? Everything, Elia said. All knowledge of the bonded. All those who came before you. Maya asked, how? Many came before. Elia's eyes turned sad. 3. All died, but they passed on their memory. And now it's waiting for him. Jason swallowed hard. What if I'm not ready? No one is ready, she said. But humans, you learn faster than any race we've seen. That's why the harvesters want your kind erased. Jason slowly sat in the chair. The room dimmed. The panels moved on their own, locking around his arms and legs, not tight, but firm, like a seatbelt made of light. Close your eyes, Elia whispered. Jason did. The chamber came alive. Flash stars exploded in his mind. Flash, a dying planet. Warriors with glowing eyes. Alien machines, strange languages, suddenly understood. Battle cries, death. A child floating in zero gravity. A knife made of sound. A sun going dark. A human face, scared. Then brave. Jason gasped. Who were they? Elia's voice echoed in the chamber. They were the first bonded. One was a pilot. One a codebreaker. One a weapon. All of them became more. Maya stared. Is he okay? Jason's body was shaking. His hands gripped the chair. Symbols burned across his arms, glowing red, then blue, then white. He opened his eyes. They glowed too, like Elia's. I remember things. He whispered, things I never lived. Jason stood slowly. The lights dimmed. He walked to a console that had no buttons, just floating circles of light. He touched one, and the wall shifted, revealing a suit standing inside a glass case. Sleek, alien, made of black metal and flexible skin. It looked like it could move like a shadow. Jason spoke without thinking. This is a symbiotic defense shell. Grows with the wearer, feeds on movement, emotion, instinct. Elia nodded. The memory is inside you now. Jason reached out. The glass melted away. The suit's chest opened. He stepped into it. The moment it closed, Jason stood taller, stronger. He felt ... complete. Suddenly, alarms echoed through the chamber. Red symbols flashed in the air. Maya spun around. What is it? Elia closed her eyes. The harvesters found the tunnel. They're coming. Jason turned toward the exit. His voice had changed, deeper, confident. Then let's welcome them. Outside the mine, the ground trembled. From the hills, 3 black drones flew low, scanning the area. Then something crawled out of the forest. A humanoid machine, walking on all 4s like a spider. Its head twisted, and it sniffed the air. Bonded signature detected. It hissed. Jason stepped out of the mine. The suit adjusted to the wind. His feet didn't crunch the gravel. They hovered slightly. Petit. His eyes glowed white now. He raised his hand. From the suit, a thin energy blade extended silently, like moonlight-shaped. Into a sword, Maya gasped. Is that ... Jason? Elia answered. That is what your kind becomes. When fear dies. The storm rolled in fast. Lightning flashed across the sky as Jason stood outside the mine. Wearing the alien's symbiotic suit, his white glowing eyes scanned the hills. The rain didn't touch him. The suit moved with him, alive and alert. 3. Drones hovered in a triangle, buzzing like hornets. Below them, the spider-like machine growled low, its legs twitching. Jason didn't move. Inside his helmet, he could hear Elia's voice. These are scouts. If we destroy them, she will come. Next, Jason whispered. She? Who's she? The Harvester Queen. The core mind of their network. He stepped forward. The drone on the left fired a pulse. Jason raised his hand. The suit reacted faster than thought. A shield of blue light flickered into place. The pulse hit, cracked, and vanished. He ran faster than he ever moved before. He jumped high, impossibly high, and slashed through the first drone. Sparks exploded in the air. He landed, spun, and threw a thin blade of energy from his palm. It sliced the second drone clean in half. The spider machine leaped toward him. Jason rolled under it, then jumped again, landing on its back. He drove, his blade down, and the machine screamed, shaking wildly before going still. Maya, watching from inside the mine, whispered, "Okay, he's a superhero now." Elia nodded slowly. "No, he's becoming something new." Back inside the memory chamber, Elia sat weakly beside a console. Maya helped her drink more water. "Tell me about the Queen," Maya asked. Elia's voice was quiet. "She is not a leader, she is a brain. She spreads like infection, a virus of thought. She controls them all." "Yes," Elia said. "And if she takes Jason, she controls the bond." Suddenly, the mountain shook. A sound like metal screaming echoed through the stone. Jason walked back into the chamber, breathing hard. His suit faded away into particles, wrapping back around his spine like a shadow. "They're gone," he said. "But something's coming." Elia looked at him, her eyes worried. "The Queen will come herself now, to study you, to own you." Jason stepped forward. "Then we end it. Tonight?" Maya stared. "You want to fight her? We don't even know where she is." Jason's mind filled with images again. Locations, maps, signals. The bond responded. "I know where she is," he said. "She's already under us." An old military base sat 2 miles from the mine, closed for years. Most thought it was abandoned. Jason knew better now. They approached the base at dawn. Mist covered the ground. The fence had been melted, not cut. The guard post was empty. The sky felt heavy, like something above was watching. Inside the base, the halls were dark, lined with strange wires. Machines that looked like computers, but pulsed like organs. "This isn't just a harvester nest," Jason whispered. "This place is growing." As they walked deeper, they saw them people, dozens, standing in rows, frozen. Their eyes were blank, skin pale. Wires ran from their necks into the walls. Jason's face turned white. "That's my dad." Elia grabbed his arm. "They are not dead. Not yet." Jason stepped forward. "We can free them. Only if we break her control." At the heart of the base, they found her. The Harvester Queen. She hung from the ceiling like a spider made of cables and bone. Her head was too large. Her mouth didn't move. Her body pulsed slowly, half machine, half mother. She didn't speak. Out loud she spoke inside their heads. "You are not special, human." Jason stepped forward. "I don't need to be special. I just need to stop you. You bonded too fast. You broke the rules of biology. That makes you unstable." Jason smiled. "That makes me human." the queen screeched. Wires shot out, trying to grab him. Jason summoned the suit again. It wrapped around him like liquid armor. The floor cracked under his feet. He ran, faster than sound. The fight was chaos. Energy blades versus steel tentacles, sparks, screams, crashing walls. Maya and Elia stayed back, trying to keep the hives. Systems from REBOOTING. Then Jason reached the queen's core, a glowing red crystal inside her chest. Elia shouted, "Destroy it, and you break the network." Jason hesitated inside the crystal. He saw faces, memories, his dad. Other people trapped if he destroyed it. They might die too. "I can't just kill them all," he said. Elia whispered, "Then find a new way. Be the one who doesn't. Choose death." Jason closed his eyes. He reached out not to destroy, but to link. The bond surged. The suit pulsed. Jason connected to the queen's mind. He didn't fight her thoughts. He overwhelmed them with fear, with emotion, with humanity, love, anger, regret, memory. "What is this?" the queen whispered. "This," Jason said, "is what you can't copy." The queen's scream filled the room, then silence. The wires fell limp. The crystal cracked. The people began to wake up. Jason collapsed. Elia caught him. Maya stood, blinking. What did he do? He didn't just destroy her, Elia said. He infected her with something she never expected. Asterisk, the clouds were burning. Above the Arizona desert, the sky glowed orange, not from the setting sun, but from the debris raining down. Pieces of harvester drones fell like dying insects. Black smoke twisted above the forest. Jason stood silently on a hill, watching the fire spread. His suit was cracked, his eyes dimmed. He had won, but it didn't feel like victory. Elia stood beside him, quiet. Her skin shimmered softly, healing slowly with the rising heat. Behind them, Maya helped the survivors, people rescued from the harvester hive. Jason's father among them, barely conscious. He was alive, but not the same. They were just a front, Jason finally said. All of it, the drones, the queen, even this planet base. Elia nodded. The queen was not the beginning. She was only a seed pod, a probe. Jason turned to her. Then, where's the real one? Elia looked up at the stars. Still sleeping? In orbit. Above Earth. Watching? Later that night, inside the old military hangar, the survivors rested. Some cried. Others stared at the walls, as if still trapped in the hive-mind. Jason stood over a holographic map. Maya pulled data from the recovered drones. This isn't just a network, she said. It's a code tree. Everything down here, every bot, every mimic, was getting orders from something. Above us, she pointed to the signal. It came from low orbit, just beyond the clouds. Jason looked at Elia. Can we get there? Elia didn't answer. She was listening to the hum of the bond, to the pull of something far away. Finally, she opened her eyes. There's a relay, hidden deep beneath the ocean. Long ago, we left it here, in case the bond ever returned. Maya blinked. N. Underwater alien elevator. Something like that, Elia said with a faint smile. The next morning, they left. Jason, Elia, and Maya, in a stolen military jet, now upgraded with alien tech. The suit had merged with the engine systems. It no longer flew by fuel. Flew by thought. They flew low across the country. Over mountains, forests, rivers but Jason didn't enjoy the view. He could feel it now, a pull in his chest. Like a second heartbeat, something above the earth was calling to him, studying him. He whispered, "She's awake now, isn't she?" Elia didn't speak, but her silence was enough. They reached the ocean at dawn. There was no island, no floating base, just calm water, deep and endless. Elia guided them, down beneath the waves. The ship dived, and there it was, a circle of metal the size of a football field, hidden under the sea floor, covered in coral, sealed for centuries. As they approached, the sea floor opened. Welcoming them in, the ship entered a dark chamber. Then light, the chamber lit up as if recognizing them. Jason stepped out. The water didn't touch him, flowed around him like air. This place was left by the Astral Union, Elia explained. To build, to rise, when a bonded soul appeared again. Jason walked forward. At the center stood a tower. It pulsed. A voice filled the room. Not alien, not robotic, but human sounding. Bonded, recognized. Core path open. Ship construction in progress. Maya gasped. It's building a ship. No, Elia said. It's building him a weapon. Jason stood before the tower. The bond pulsed harder than ever. Memories returned, not just his own. Thousands, millions, ancient battles, alien tactics, stars burning. He wasn't just learning now. He was remembering who came before. He stepped onto the platform. The tower surrounded him. Light flashed when he stepped out again. He no longer looked like the old Jason. His suit had evolved, no longer dark and sharp. Now it was glowing silver, smooth and organic. Like living armor, shaped by thought. Elia looked at him with wide eyes. You're ready? Jason looked up, toward the ceiling. No, he said. I'm just angry. They launched. The sea opened. The ship, fast and sleek, tore through the water and sky like a blade of light. Within minutes, they reached low orbit. Above them, the Harvester mothership, silent. Massive. A shadow over the Earth, miles long, covered in blinking lights and open hatches. Inside it, the true queen. Jason stared at it. She's waiting for me. Elia nodded. She thinks you're still just a human. Jason smiled faintly. I am. They breached the mothership. Drones flew toward them. Jason didn't flinch. His suit reacted. Dozens of microblades launched out, slicing through everything in their path. His mind was the weapon now. He walked alone into the ship's core, at the center. A massive throne of wires and bone. And there she was, the real Harvester Queen. She didn't speak this time. She simply reached out. But Jason did speak. You came to feed on Earth. He stepped closer. But Earth doesn't feed. Earth fights back. The Queen's tendrils struck, but Jason stopped them mid-air with a wave of energy. I'm not just bonded anymore, he said. I'm human. I'm memory. I'm every mistake your kind made when you thought we were weak. He raised both hands. A shockwave of light pulsed from his chest. The mothership cracked. Asterisk. Silence, then light. The Harvester mothership began to break apart. Piece by piece, its bones cracking like glass under pressure. Inside, alarms screamed in languages not made. For human ears, Jason stood at the center, glowing in his silver symbiotic suit. His hands were raised. His face was calm, but his mind was on fire. The Queen floated in front of him, flickering between forms. Machine, creature, shadow. Her voice was no longer powerful. It was afraid. You should not exist. You are chaos. Jason stepped closer. No, I'm a choice. And you? You're just the mistake that thought it could copy a soul. The Queen tried one last strike, tendrils of black wire slashing toward him. Jason didn't block them, he absorbed them. And with a single pulse of light from his chest, he shattered her core. Outside, the ship began to fall apart. Like ash caught in wind, Elia and Maya waited on the smaller ship nearby. Scanning the damage, he's still inside, Maya said, panicked. Alaya whispered, "He won't die. Not today." The mothership exploded in silence. Light stretching across the edge of space like a slow-motion sunrise. Then from the cloud of dust, a single beam of silver light emerged, heading back toward Earth. Jason had returned. They landed on Earth. 2 hours later, not with noise, but with quiet. The world didn't know what had just happened. Cities still slept. People still looked at the stars and saw nothing new. But something had changed forever. Jason stood on the same desert hill where it all began. No longer afraid, no longer ordinary. His father walked toward him, weak but healing. Jason hugged him, held him longer than usual. "I remember things I never lived," Jason said quietly. "Whole lives, battles and galaxies we'll never see." His dad looked at him. "So, what are you now?" "A soldier." Jason shook his head. "No, I'm a witness." Later, in the garage where Alaya had first awakened, the three of them sat. In silence, Maya finally broke it. "So, now what? Earth is safe." Jason looked up at the stars. "For now." Alaya stepped forward. "The bond is not only a weapon, it's a key to deeper memory, to older enemies, to older truths." Jason asked, "Are there others like me, other bonded?" She shook her head. "Not anymore. You're the last known. But now, others may begin to wake." Across the stars. That night, Jason stood alone outside. The stars felt closer now. He raised his hand. And the suit responded, forming a soft shield of light around him. He didn't need it anymore, but it came when he called. He closed his eyes. Inside his mind, something new stirred, not fear, not memory, a voice, not Elias, something else. "You broke the cycle, disrupted the pattern. Now others are watching." Jason opened his eyes. The stars blinked back. Weeks later, news around the world began to report strange things. A signal from Jupiter's moon, Europa. A hidden satellite on Mars broadcasting unknown patterns. Whales in the Pacific swimming in perfect alien shapes. And one child in Iceland speaking a language no one taught her. The bond had done more than stop an invasion. It had opened a door Jason stood at. Earth's edge once more. This time on the moon, inside a suit that no longer looked alien at all. It looked human. Elay walked beside him. "Are you ready?" she asked. Jason looked down at Earth. Small, blue, beautiful. "I'm not going to run," he said. She nodded. "Then let's send a message." Maya's voice came through there. "Comes broadcast link open. Say whatever you want." Jason took a breath. Then he spoke not just to Earth, but to whoever was listening out there. "We know you're watching. You thought we were simple. You thought we would break. But we learned. We bonded. And now we remember every star you've stolen. This planet is not your harvest. This species is not your prey. We are not weak. We are human. Come again, and we'll be waiting." The signal echoed into deep space. Jason turned to Alaya. "Do you think they'll come?" She smiled faintly. "They always do." A distant galaxy, dark, silent. Then, ... A flicker of light. A ship awakens, bigger than the mothership, older than memory. It turns slowly toward Earth, but this time, ... Earth is ready.